Welcome to Sixers in Six. Wow, it might be a bit longer and it won't all be Sixers related because I do need to mention about some other things like one Flower related thing and one Eagles related thing. However, we'll go with it. The James Harden era is over. The Harden and Embiid era is done. It's finally happened. We've moved on from James Harden. Do I think the trade was a good deal? Yes, I did, and I'll explain. Do I think we've had a good off season now? Yes, I do. Do I think it could have been better? Absolutely. Let me explain. So let's start with the big news of the day, the trade. The trade has gone through. We've acquired some picks, first round picks that I don't think we'll keep, and I think we'll flip. Go on to that in a moment. But we have won the trade, in my opinion, because we have got rid of a player that wasn't going to play for us with 1 year left. And we've acquired some players that can make our squad deeper. It has made our squad deeper. I think, controversial now, that's why there was a pause. This is the deepest bench we've had as in the recent time. In my Sixer fandom, this is the deepest bench we've had. Now, let me explain why. I think having, when you look at our bench now, and I don't know how it's going to look, but, you're going to have some sort of combo of these players. Pat Bev, you're going to have Kelly Oubre potentially, or Robert Covington. I assume one of them might end up starting. Nick Batum, maybe, I don't know how he's going to go. But you've got those guys there, but the first three I've said, two of those three are going to be super off the bench. Morris, Covington, and Kelly, one of them is going to start. I think I'd probably go Covington right now, potentially, but we'll see. But having, and if we do, we'll say Kelly and Morris off the bench with Pat Bev. That's a good three people to come off the bench. Now, okay, that doesn't scream, legit scoring options there, but that's just, a couple of dogs in there that are going to get the team rolling and letting Maxey and Embiid just, and Harris get their points. So I think we've got deeper, and I think I said we're going to flip it. So for me, we've got a solid team now that's going to help us win those 50 plus games with the rotation that we're going to have. And there's no coach I trust more than Nick Nurse to try and get that sorted. Also, there's not a coach I trust more to potentially get a last bit of ounce of what he can out of Nick Bayham, and also to make and develop a potential raw player in KJ Martin. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that I know a lot about KJ Martin. I don't. But from what I've seen, looks an okay player. Probably starts, would have started for the Sixers in the process era because he's got all the right attributes that you would look at to try and develop. So could we develop him into a decent, solid player? And if we could, who would you want doing that? Oh, yeah, Nick Nurse is probably one of the names I'll put on that list. So for me, that's really good. I'm happy with that part of it. Also, number two, there's now no rush to get in someone, so we can wait and see it out and see what happens with the other teams and see if we can pick up a solid starter. Now, we do not need a superstar. Let me repeat that. We do not need a superstar. Teams that have won the NBA championship, tell me the teams that have had 3 superstars on their team. If you're recency biased, the Bucks, 1 superstar. Okay, best player in the league. Embiid's in the top 3 or 4. You can't dispute that. Yeah, Chris Middleton's an all-star, but I wouldn't say he's a certified, guaranteed every year all-star. Drew Holiday, again, same thing, but a solid defensive player. Why can't we have that? Maxey could be our sort of Middleton. Embiid, obviously, our Giannis. And then you have your Drew, could be the new player you're going to then bring in. Look at last year, right? Okay, Denver. Now, you could argue with me with Denver, right? So Denver Nuggets, you could say Murray. I know he's had his injuries and things like that. You could argue Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. None of them are superstars. You could argue Murray on the cusp of it. But you've got all-stars, and you could argue that the guys I've just mentioned there are potential all-stars. No dispute about that. But again, certified every year, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, they're going to be in the all-star game every year? No. Even as reserves? No. So can we just build up and build around them? Can we have our Jokic and our Murray in Maxi and Embiid, and then just find our, can Harris be our Gordon? Yes, he could, or our Michael Porter Jr. And can players, whether that's Kelly or whoever, be the backup player. I don't want to pick up Kelly Oubre because he's played well in the first few games. It's a completely different ball game in the playoffs. But that's all you need. You don't have to worry about all those other things. With we need to have the superstar. Look at the Phoenix Suns. We don't need to copy that. We can win the NBA championship with that. Look at the Raptors when they won with Nick Nurse. They did not have 3 All-Stars in that team. They did not. Siakam wasn't an All-Star at that point. He was a up and coming young talent. And for me, Kawhi Leonard obviously he's proven that he can do it with a team with just one, sort of superstar, legit superstar, and that's all we need. That's all we need. Fred VanVleet and Siakam. That's all. That's the players we need. I'm not saying that exact model type, but those sort of quality of players, those borderline. So let's go and win the NBA regular season record, or get close to it with the squad that we've got. But to that would I'd comfortably bet money on over 50 wins with this roster, right? So we'd finish top 3 too. I won't put money on us to win a championship right now, granted, after this trade, but I think we'll flip it and we'll make the move that we need to make in order to become a team that will be legit. Now, we've had a good off season. Last season, has our coach upgrade from last season? Yes. Has our bench improved from last season? Yes. Has Tyrese Maxey improved from last season? Yes. Does Tobias Harris look more comfortable? Early sample size? Yes. So I'm confident this year we're already in a better position to look at where we can improve and make those little minor changes with those assets. I'm not expecting him to make work miracles and flip it and we all go, wow, he's Harry Roseman like. He's not going to be. But we can pick up a player that will support us and make us better than what we have and probably start if we wait and hold our time. There'll be a team. I can't think of it right now. But I know Zach Levine comes up, so people were saying about the Bulls or whatever. But no, let's wait and see. I'm confident in that. Now, that's my Sixers stuff done. So that's my Sixers. All right, love my Sixers. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to Thursday. We're going to beat the Raptors, and then I think we've got Phoenix at the weekend. Now, my Eagles, very quickly. Because of that, it's a trade deadline today. Harry Roseman, being in Philadelphia, will not like the news channels just talking about the Sixers. He's going to want his own bit of piece of the pie. He's going to want his own bit of the newsreel, and he's going to make a trade today. Rumours are linebacker. Let's see. I think he's going to bring someone in, and it'll be a great player that everyone loves. We've already upgraded, and we swapped. Got a pick back. So let's see what he does now. But I'm confident that it's going to go down. And then lastly, I say I'm not a Flyers fan, so I'm not going to claim that I'm a massive Flyers fan. But the fact that the alligator got into the Flyers game last night is fantastic. And I never thought that a viral thing on my social media would be Gritty holding an alligator, and that'd be like one of the #1 news stories. But it's fantastic that it is. So that guy brought in his emotional support alligator. What an absolute legend he is. But yeah, that's my stuff. Now, this video needs to have a lot of interaction because I've made some pretty bold statements saying about Denver and Milwaukee not having these 3 all-star type caliber players. So like, comment, share, write stuff below so I know I can have some interaction with you guys. I want to debate someone. I'm fed up just talking to myself. My other channel with Glenn on the UK with the English pod, which is purely basketball and it's league-wide talk. Me and him have a bit of banter. I want that with people that are willing to talk to me on social media, on YouTube, about the Sixers in particular. Thanks for watching. Again, like and subscribe. And please put some comments below. Am I being controversial, thinking that, am I dissing Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday badly? And I love Drew Holiday. Don't get me wrong, I love him. I saw him play for the Sixers. I love him. Or am I dissing, the Denver roster? Am I being harsh to Murray? Am I being harsh to Gordon? I don't think I am. Thanks for watching. Let's go Sixers. Go Birds. And I can't say it on the YouTube because I'll get into trouble, but something the Cowboys. We're going to beat you Sunday.